Welcome to the Integrated Solutions video series, brought to you by Autofidelity and hosted by Terence Toh.
Hi, I'm Terence Toh and welcome to this episode of Integrated Solutions. The next iteration of the Kufatec Sound Booster Pro has arrived with fully customisable sound profiles to really get the sound you're after. So now you can either use the 6 standard preset exhaust tone profiles or completely customise all 6 profiles and completely individualise your vehicle's sound. Creating custom sound profiles is easy and a bit of fun. In previous videos, we've demonstrated Sound Booster Pro, shown the standard sound tones, and also shown you how to install it. If you haven't already watched them, I would recommend visiting our website at autofidelity.com.au and checking them out. If you want to customise profiles in your Sound Booster, you'll firstly need to download software from sound-booster.com. There are versions for both PC and Mac users, and the software is free. You'll also need a mini USB cable to connect to the Sound Booster Pro in the vehicle. If you are creating new sound profiles and you're connected to a Sound Booster which is already installed, you can update your sound profile, save it, and then listen to it to get an instant idea of whether you're happy with the results. Okay, so to get started with the Kufatec Sound Booster Pro software, just go here and open up the program. You can then, you'll need to make sure that the Sound Booster is connected to the laptop and hit search. Once you've hit search, you should find, you will also need to make sure the car is powered up, or the Sound Booster module is powered up at least. And then hit connect, and that will give you some options here. We'll deal with the mapping shortly, but to begin with, it will show you your model number, the software versions, how many active profiles you have, the type of car, and the state of the system. So in some cases you'll need to manually select the system. In this case, this is automatically selected Audi Q5, but if you need to manually select, you can just go here to the drop down menu and select a particular car. Okay, if you need to disconnect the module again, you can just hit this button here. So that's obviously once you've finished your programming, hit disconnect and you're all done. And then the next stage is that we can start to set up some profiles. Okay, so now we're going to set up some profiles. Firstly, just need to make sure that we're connecting to the Sound Booster. And then what we can do to begin with, now we're having a look at the maps here. So when we click on map 1, we can also click on 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And so as we click through, it will actually, we'll be able to hear those actual profiles. Now, just to explain everything, we've got volume just down here. Okay, so this allows you to adjust the volume for each profile. Got what they call RPM translation. So this basically says, well, if the car is actually doing, say, 1,000 RPM, then this is what the Sound Booster output will actually be. So, in this case, for 1,000 RPM, the Sound Booster RPM is nearly 1,500. Okay, and you can adjust all this. And this one here relates to the irregular idle function, which is over here, and it will actually allow you to, once you put the irregular idle function on, you can adjust how irregular the idle is and in fact you can adjust that through the rev range. So you can say that you only want it to be, you want it to be really irregular through to 2,500 RPM, and then maybe drop it down from there. So we'll do some actual adjustment in a second. You've then got test and save buttons. Well, the save buttons, every time you make a change, you can actually save it. The load button, which means you can retrieve data from the module. Load factory defaults, that will put you, if you want to go back to factory defaults on any of these profiles, you can just push that button and it will take you straight back to the factory defaults. And then you can import and export files. So if you save files somewhere, you can import them so that you can update multiple modules with exactly the same sound profiles. Also, one more thing over here, which is virtual throttle. Okay, but you can only use that when you've got just the ignition on. So that will allow you to do, without actually trying to test, without actually using the accelerator with the car running, you can hit the virtual throttle and see how that profile will sound throughout the whole rev range. So now to adjust the profiles, let's say that we want to adjust the first profile. So to begin with, we can add this in. It's called irregular idle. It just kind of makes it sound a little bit different. We might also turn the volume up a little bit. Now, Kufatec do recommend, now as you can see, I'm just dragging the profile here. Kufatec do recommend that you don't use this this red section. If you do, you'll see this here. It says, try not to use the red marked area. If you still want to use it, the volume will be dropped if the engine RPM lasts more than 30 seconds in this area. So, and basically it's required because otherwise you can damage the actual sound generators in the exhaust. So I've made these changes here. Now this is the volume down the bottom. So make the changes here and we can save. You can hear that instantly changes things. Because I already ticked it irregular idle, you can hear that the idle sounds a bit irregular now. We'd like to make the idle more irregular. You can put this up here. Save that. Here now we've got a really irregular idle. And that will basically, the way I've set this up is that will last between idle all the way up to about 2,500 RPM, and then the irregularity will start to drop off a little bit. The other thing you can adjust, so that's taking care of volume to begin with, the idle, or the regularity of the engine noise, if you like. And the other thing we can adjust here is the RPM translation. So basically, if you want the RPM to go up more slowly, okay, you can adjust this this graph here. So if we rev the car up a little bit, so you can hear now that the engine RPM is going up, and then the sound booster RPM goes up with it. But if you want the sound booster RPM to go up faster, you can do something like this, and then save it. and then we'll try revving that up. And then as you can see, the rev, the sound booster itself is the RPM that the sound booster is putting out is going up a lot faster. So now, if we want to get rid of these points on the graph, we can just right click and that'll get rid of it. So, and we might save that in again and get that back to normal. So that's one profile, and you can hear that we've changed it from being not having a lot of volume, that first profile, and having a very regular idle, to being something completely different. Now that we've created some custom sound profiles, we're going to take the car out for a drive and see how it sounds on the road. We hope you've enjoyed watching this video as much as we've enjoyed making it. If you'd like to find out more about our product range, you can visit us at autofidelity.com.au. Thanks for watching and have a great day.